Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you.
There are usually 3 reasons people want to get out of a car lease early. A financial situation could have changed, making payments difficult. Or maybe there was a move to a city, and a car is no longer needed. Most people just want a new vehicle. There's a honeymoon period with a new car, said Sergio Steiberman, founder and CEO of Lease. The bliss typically ends after about a year and a half, he added, and after that, minor defects become more noticeable. The new car scent may have worn off, and little quirks that were once endearing are now seen as daily nuisances. Trouble is, most new car leases typically span 24 to 36 months, and many run longer than that. Luckily, some people may want to get into a lease late to benefit from a shorter term and avoid some upfront costs, and, if the stars align, a lease transfer can happen. But, as Steiberman noted, the taking over process is a little more intricate than walking into a dealership and walking out with a car. Here's what to know about getting out of a lease early or dropping into one late. Getting out early. Generally, it's far easier to buy a vehicle than it is to sell one. The same is true with getting out of a lease. If you're getting very close to the end of your lease, say with 3 months left, you may be able to work with a dealership in trading the car early for a new one. However, if there's no pull-ahead promotion at the time you need one, whatever negative equity you still had could be rolled into the next lease. Or you could choose to buy the vehicle off the lease. If neither of those options work for you, the alternative is turning over your lease not to the dealer but to another person, which is known as lease assumption. Before you advertise your lease as available to assume, you need to make sure it can be transferred in the first place. Scott Hall, executive vice president of the website SwapAils, said that for automaker finance companies and banks that handle vehicle leasing, there are 3 types of lease transfers or assumptions. The leasing company permits a full transfer, and the original lessee walks away free and clear. There's a transfer of equity, but the original lessee remains on the lease as liable and is essentially a cosigner. The leasing company doesn't permit transfers or only will do so under very specific circumstances, such as military deployment. Hall estimates a little over half of leasing companies are in the desirable first category, followed by 25 to 30% in the second, with the remainder in the third. For companies that do allow transfers, many will have a point of no return. Several do not allow transfers in the final 12 months of the lease, and some will have a minimum number of payments remaining. Nissan Motors Acceptance Corporation, for example, requires no fewer than 7 payments to be left for the lease to be transferred. Some companies have restrictions on transfers in certain states. And there are fees associated with trading leases, including credit check and transfer fees that can range anywhere from $75 to upwards of $500. If you want to use an online platform such as SwapAils and LeaseTrader, they too have costs. To list on SwapAils, it's $59.95 for a 1-photo ad, plus a $150 success fee if the lease is sold, which is charged whether or not a potential sale actually goes through. A Swappers Club rate of $99.95 adds that success fee and allows up to 12 photos, and a $199.95 Swappers Club Gold package includes the photos, and the success fee, plus it features the ad for 2 weeks. LeaseTrader starts at $99.95 for a 15-photo listing. All listings add a transfer commission fee of $149.95 upon sale. You can get into a $199.95 package for 7 days of high exposure or a $249.95 package for 30 such days, which the company says will include social media marketing, listing your ad under suggested results, and placing it in prominent galleries on the website. A perusal of consumer complaints online turns up a common refrain from people who dislike these services: they paid money to use them but did not succeed in selling their lease. For people who wish to list a lease exit for free, there are Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, though there will likely be far fewer shoppers. So, If you want out of your lease early, and the lessor allows you to transfer, you do have some options. But you'll probably need patience.
Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you.